Hello and welcome back to the channel. We are back with some more backpack battles. I know, kind of weird having 2 consecutive uploads within a week and back-to-back days, but like I said, this game has been pretty dope, so I'm happy to share more of it with you guys, and I really appreciate everybody that gave all the positive feedback that you did on the first video. It was definitely nice to see, and pretty cool to see that there were some other people that were excited about the game. So yesterday we had played the Ranger. Today we're going to check out the Reaper. And I will get into some ranked. I have played a little bit of ranked, just kind of feeling it out, kind of seeing how the system works. But I'm still learning the game myself a bit as I just picked it up. So we definitely will be getting into that. But for now, we're just going to kind of be showcasing what the game has to offer at its base value. So we will take the Reaper today and hop into a new game here. Since we went over a lot of the basic kind of concepts of the game originally, I'm not going to go over those every game going forward. I kind of took that as my opportunity to talk about the game a little bit, introduce what it's about, and now I'll kind of just speak more so to my strategy that I'm going for, when we actually get into a game. So the Reaper is more so focused about poison. Her box here, every time something inside of this box procs, basically, there's a chance that it adds poison. So that's kind of her default theme. And then there's obviously a whole bunch of different things that you can kind of build into with her. But basically, I like to usually start kind of like this. We do have some extra gold, so we'll buy some space and we'll reroll, I think. Grabbing another garlic wouldn't be too bad. We get with that garlic we get a little bit more survivability. We should be able to win our first fight with this. We're going to be a little lacking on offense. Yeah, so they're going to have more offense, but we should have more survivability with our shields once they start proccing. We've got that poison stacked up, which should stack her out. Ooh, that was close. All right, cool. I've noticed that the Reaper has, pretty obvious strengths and weaknesses early on. So her offense, she doesn't need a ton of weapons to take people out because of her poison. But on that same token, I generally am only starting with one item, or one offensive item. So she kind of sometimes will struggle with basically doing enough damage to actually, survive a faster DPS build if somebody gets something kind of lucky early on. So anyways, we'll go ahead and re-roll this. I think we might just grab a little more space because we can't really add anything anyways unless we get more space. And then actually what we can do with that is we'll move both of these out so that these 2 items will both proc the coffin, and then we'll move our garlic back into the coffin, so everything that we have now should be proccing poison. The shields, actually, what's kind of interesting about these is even though the effect is on attacked, so this only procs when we get attacked, it still procs the passive of the coffin, being that it's activating, so it has a chance to apply poison. So shields are actually a really great way to apply poison with this particular character. So there's nothing here we really want. I might give it a reroll just to see if there's anything we want to save. Do we want another garlic? Healing herbs also wouldn't be terrible, I think, for... yeah, if we wanted to make a bloodthorn, which bloodthorn isn't too bad. It doesn't really hurt to hang on to it. We'll see what happens. Actually, just to make sure... did we want the other garlic? That's right. That's what I was trying to figure out. Actually, we'll save the garlic instead. Alright, so we should have, I think, plenty of survivability against this character. She's going to have more poison than we do. but we have a lot more defense, and we're still stacking her out faster than she is in regards to poison. Actually, she got a couple more on us there, but there's definitely a bit of RNG with the Reaper in regards to, you know, your procs, but she gets really potent later on. So here, I actually think I want to do this and get another shield. Yeah, I think I like that. And then can move this guy around. I kind of need another pack that's not a square. So we can combine all those, and then I guess we just grab another garlic for the sake of survivability right now. We're like heavily defense oriented, so we're really... Our whole game plan right now is to hope that our poison can carry us until we start getting items that we can kind of craft a build together with. Okay, so this enemy has quite a bit of damage and a lot of survivability, but I think our defense is going to carry us through this. Yeah, so she can't do enough damage to work through our defense, and we're stacking a good amount of poison on her. Also, we're hitting fatigue damage now, which I'll explain in a sec. Cool. Yeah, we had quite a bit of poison by the end there. So, basically, if we open up the combat log here, whoops, you can see we both started taking fatigue damage. So fatigue damage is damage that ramps up over time as night falls. So, like in the background, you see it's turned to nighttime. And we both start taking damage, and I think every second, it starts at like 1 damage, and every second a damage is added up until either the damage or the seconds. I think it's the damage. Once the damage hits 10 seconds, it starts ramping up like even faster. So you can actually put builds together to kind of like leverage fatigue damage, which is pretty neat. Okay, we definitely want a cheap poison. There's no reason ever to not take a cheap poison. The question is, do we fuse it this early with our dagger? Because the poison itself is pretty solid. Well, it's only going to inflict 3 damage. And if we mix it with our dagger, we get poison dagger, which inflicts 2 poison on hit. So it's kind of a no-brainer to get that fused as fast as possible. We have 2 slots open. So what can we do here? What would be the most efficient way to do this? What if we did it like this? And we go here, here. Yeah, so that keeps a fair amount of items proccing inside the coffin. I don't think we'll be building into much mana this game. Let's see. Not really worried about dragon skin boots. We don't need any more garlic right now. Move this guy over, and actually we'll make sure everything's proccing inside. Actually, might as well move something over there that can proc multiple times. Alright. We'll reroll just to see if there's anything we want. A gem box? Okay, so I had mentioned in the first video that there was a piggy bank that was free. Or that was like basically free. So the sales, something to keep in mind with the sales is that generally items that you buy, so like the garlic, right? We bought that for 2 gold. We can scrap it for 1 gold. So the sell price is generally half of what the buy price is, and then depending, you know, plus or minus if it's an odd number. So for something like the box of riches, basically this generates a low quality gemstone every round that you have it equipped, and then it also allows for gems to be offered in the shop. But with it on sale, if we were to buy this, which I'm actually going to save it, if we were to buy this, it's going to cost us 3 gold because it's on sale, and then it'll actually still sell. The box itself will sell for 3 gold. So the fact that it's generating a gem each round that we have it in our inventory is basically this pays for itself in 1 round. So there's no reason not to pick this up because the gems will only ever benefit you. In the case that you're not, like we are now. We have space. We're not hurting for, for items. It's not like we're kind of like scrapping along. So yeah. Between that and the piggy bank, if they're on sale, they're oftentimes really worth. Okay, so we're stacking up some good poison here. Our defense is carrying us heavy. The archer is particularly good at cleansing poison from her, so as we get later into the run, you might see that. But our goal is to kind of stack enough poison early on that later we don't have to worry about it. So, box of riches, I think we'll still pick that up. If we pick up that and the stamina sack. Actually, we're still going to have 4 slots open, so we don't need any extra space right now. So we're going to re-roll. Okay. So, for instance, here we have this ruby. This is actually a pretty high-quality ruby. There's, like, all sorts of different quality gemstones. This is, I think, after 2 or 3 fusions with other gemstones of the same type. So, lifesteal, 20% of damage dealt. 20% of damage dealt doesn't really matter for our weapon since it's such a low damage per strike weapon anyways. So I'm not really crazy about that. But I am interested in our dagger. I'd like to see if we can make a couple of daggers this game. A couple of poison daggers. And let's see what the cast times are. So 3.5 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds, 4 seconds. So we want to make sure that our daggers are in the box because they're a faster cast time. And then I kind of want the fanny pack, so I'm going to reserve that. We're good on shields. We don't need any more shields for now. And I think I'm going to save my gold because I haven't really been getting things I wanted in here. So we're going to save our gold so that we can maybe spend some more next round. But I think we should be totally good on damage and defense now. Okay, so she's going for something like hyper late game. So we should have no problem with this fight at all. Yeah, we're stacking up that poison real quick now. Sweet. Okay, so you can see we actually generated our own gemstone there. And that was from having the box of riches in our inventory. So now that we've gotten 1 gemstone, we could sell the gemstone for 1, and then we could sell this for 3, and we've made money off of this box of riches without detracting from our strategy at all. So I think we're going to... Okay, how do we want to do this? So I do want this space. Okay, so we're going to put this guy here. We're going to put this up top. And then we're actually going to move this up. And what that's going to allow us to do is get another item into the box. Because now this is only taking up 1 square. And I think... Do we want more space? We still have 4 slots open, so I don't think we need to prioritize space too much right now. We did get this gem, which makes us attack 10% faster for weapons, 10% chance to regen stamina. Daggers don't use like any stamina, actually any stamina. So you don't have to worry about that. And then regenerate 1.5 stamina when your stamina is full, gain a heat. Actually, I'm going to see how that works, because heat is pretty dope. And if these actually don't use up any stamina, Topaz could be crazy. So we'll see. We got another dagger, and it's on sale. We're definitely going to pick that up. And it's got a faster cast time than the mushroom, so we'll put the mushroom back. And then bird. Or the jinx. So basically the way this thing works is when it procs, everything within its radius is given like a 5% cast speed increase. And it stacks up over time. It can max out at 40. I don't think I want it yet. And I don't know if I want it at all. So even though it's on sale, I think I'm going to leave it. Alright, so. Thorn Whip is a really solid item. But I don't think we're going to try and build into that this game. So there's really nothing else I want. There. We will grab another fanny pack. And I think we can do the same thing we did down here. So let me see what kind of space we've got. Yeah, so we can... Oh, you know what? Can we do it this way? It's a little janky. Yeah, I'd have to turn everything to make that work. But, well, actually, what we can do, we should be able to move that box of riches. And then move our whole thing up. And now we can do something like this. Yeah, it still kind of puts us in the same position. So until we get some more inventory space, we're going to be kind of... We're going to have a funky setup here, but that's all right. I think we're going to leave it at that for now. Actually, again, there's no reason not to buy this pocket sand because it's on sale for one. It's going to sell for one, and it gives us a, you know, a bonus for even just this fight. So we might as well throw it in. Alright, so she's going to be very defensive, but we have a way to stack up a lot more poison. She just does a lot of damage and had a lot of defense, so we're going to have to try and kind of health race her here with our poison. We might not win this. Yeah. So, I'm actually not really certain what necessarily went wrong there. I guess I would have to say this stack of armor right off the rip just gave her a bit more survivability than what we have right now. So the big difference between shields and armor is that armor gives you stacks of armor right away, whereas shields build it up. So she basically just had 45 armor right off the rip, whereas we had the chance to generate it. So having a combination of those things is pretty nice, which is probably something we should look to prioritize now. We've kind of pushed the limit of our budget set up here, so we're looking for sizable upgrades now. So we did get another gem, 25% chance to inflict 1 poison, and we'll slap that on our dagger for now. And I think we're gonna sell our box of riches. We'll keep it in our inventory while we're scrolling through, just in case we find a gem we want. We can also sell this pocket sand. Do I want the... Yeah, we'll take some more space. And then we'll re-roll, I think. I don't think I need this. Yeah. Actually, 25% chance to... attack health directly, gain 2 mana, and inflict one freeze. The freezing effect could be kind of nice, and it only costs 1, so we could literally just throw away our sand, and now we haven't really even spent anything. Attacks 10% faster. We'll grab that. Oh, I wasn't paying attention to whether this actually gave me the heat or not. Oh, it's every 11 seconds, so I actually don't care about that at all. But I do want to keep these in my inventory because I want these to fuse, and then I'll put one of those on... Actually, you know what? Maybe I don't want them to fuse, because one of the things about fusing gems is that... So each of these increase attack speed by 10%. When you fuse them, they'll make one that increases attack speed by 15%, but it only takes up 1 slot. But since we're running a couple of weapons... Oh, excuse me, 1 second. Since we're running so many weapons right now, I think it's just better for me to have these weapons proccing faster. So we'll take out the blue, even though I just bought it. And we're going to lock the gem. Okay, yeah, so I locked the gem so it can't fuse. And then we have this mana orb, which can fuse with our daggers there. Use 1 mana to attack health directly. I think I want to lean into the poison daggers. And the goober is actually kind of intriguing to me because we can make that into a poison goober, which could be super handy. Let's move this over. If we put him there, put that up here, this guy here. Whoops. Okay, so we could fit the goober, which every time whatever it's attached to activates, we heal for 12, which is pretty solid. If we attach it to our daggers, we could be in pretty good shape. And actually, we don't even need to... there really isn't a better way to set this up right now. I guess I just sacrifice the procs on the coffin for now. We want to get another Fly of Garlic, or a Garrick rather, because then we can fuse him into our goober. I think we'll roll with that for now. Again, we're kind of in a position where we might lose this round, but we'll see. I can't really tell right off the rip yet. She has a lot of sustain. We have more defense. It looks like we stack poison at about a similar rate. Maybe we're a little quicker. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we stacked that poison up pretty solid against her. And you'll see if we open up the log, our poison does a lot of damage in comparison to the rest of our build currently. So, you know, we need to make sure that we're keeping that, you know, those poison opportunities pretty abundant. Okay, so we've hit our, our subclass option. So I think we're going to pick up Mr. Struggles, which basically makes things proc faster once it hits nighttime. And it inflicts fatigue damage every 3 seconds on the enemy. Actually, it says inflicts fatigue damage. I'm curious if that's on us or them. I would assume it's on them, but it doesn't really say. Alright. So, Corrupted Crystal is really good for us right now. So I think we're going to pick that up, because that'll give us a lot more defense regen. The fanny pack could certainly be good. Let's see, if we put a fanny pack here, we move this up. Yeah, I think we can do, let's see. Because I don't want him really in the box, because he's not giving me any procs. On the coffin, that is. Or not as many procs, I guess, because that's every 5 seconds. Every 5 item activations. It's going to take more than 5 seconds for each of these to activate enough times to proc him. So we'll leave that. And actually now we can also put some more things in range of the goober. So that's every 13 seconds. That's every 4. Alright, so we'll re-roll, see if we get anything we want. We want to save this Pestilence Flask so that we can make another Poison Dagger. And I sort of want to save this as well, the Leather Armor. I don't know if we'll get 12 gold after this next fight, but if we do, that's going to be a solid setup for us. And we still have our Box of Riches that we can sell for 3, so we absolutely should be able to afford both of those. Alright, so this might hurt. Her build uses up a lot of stamina, so we're getting some attacks in while she can't attack, which is good. This Thorns, if she keeps building that up, is going to be a problem, but we have a ton of poison on her, so we should be good. Sweet. Alright, so now... Weapons attack 20% faster. Man, we really want that too. Okay, so we could probably sell... We can sell this guy. So let's get rid of that. We're going to keep these two green ones because they'll actually fuse, and I want to... The extra poison will be nice on our dagger. We're going to take out... Alright, we're going to throw away the blue. We're going to unlock that because we want these to fuse. I just need them to be in range of each other. We're going to grab this guy. How can we make this work? Maybe we take the extra poison off of that for now. Move this over here. So now those will fuse. And then... Wait a minute. I need this. Okay, so those will still fuse. And then I want this guy up here. This over here. I do want those to fuse. So let's sell this, grab both of these. We're not going to be able to use them right away. I want those two to fuse. I want this to fuse. And then we're not going to be able to fit the armor straight away, but that's alright. I think this whole situation is okay for now. This is giving us poison. This is giving us armor. I definitely still want to keep the armor regen up. I can't quite fit Mr. Struggles in yet, but he should be coming shortly. So we'll reroll once just to see if there's anything we want. Oh, that's another armor. I really wish I didn't buy this now. It's only 4. It was on sale. Do we maybe just save these two for 4 inventory slots? That should be able to. That should allow us to fit Mr. Struggles. Or we should be able to finagle 4 inventory slots that we can fit our armor, which either one would be really solid. And the reason I would do 4 inventory slots this way as opposed to this guy, which is also 4 inventory slots, even though this is more expensive, this pack gives us extra armor, which I value over the potion belt currently because we don't really have any potions and we're fusing all of our potions into our daggers. So these potion belts are really, really good. We just don't have a way to leverage it right now. So we're going to reserve those. And I think we'll call that... Yeah, we'll do that for now. I was thinking about putting the leather armor in this slot here, but... Alright, so she has a lot of offense and a fair amount of defense. We need to try and shred through her defense ASAP. We're stacking up this poison. She's got some decent thorns damage, so we're hurting ourselves pretty good. But now that that poison's stacked up, she's in trouble. Sweet. Okay, so we've got our better poison crystal here. We've also got our topaz, which fused together. And now we have this topaz as well, which if I just had that sitting in there, that was a bit of a throw. But that's fine. And that, I forgot, that actually opened up a lot of inventory space for us here. So we should be able to get ourselves rolling. I really need one of these fly agarics to... And I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I'm not familiar. We need another one of those so we can get this goobert going. But now, I'm actually not going to pick up this stamina sack, even though we reserved it, because this is just better for now. So, we actually don't need... Oh, you know what? We do need inventory space. So let's do this. Let's take this out for now, move that up here. Put this guy down here. Now we get the armor. And then... Mr. Struggles is really solid. Alright, we're going to take the Goobert out for now because we're still waiting on another Agaric. And then we're going to put... Is there a way that we can put Mr. Struggles in to proc 2 weapons? Yes, there is. Okay. So when it hits nighttime, these 2 daggers are going to proc 150% faster. And actually, I want the one that has the poison over the lesser attack speed one, I think. And so that maxes out our coffin. So we've got each individual square of the coffin occupied by a different item that can proc. So that means we'll get the most poison procs out of our coffin. I could certainly finagle this. Actually, you know what? This should not be here. That should be there. And then we might be able to get some value out of... doing this. So we still want that there. Whoops. We want him there. And then we could do this for just a little bit more, just a few more procs on both of our items that are in the coffin over here. And then we have a pretty good setup to get him, to get Goobert procking pretty often. All right, so we will pick up the armor slot still, or the armor pouch. And then I think we were able, we still got some gold, so. We are going to want Demonic Flask. I think I'm going to reserve it for now. So basically how this works, Demonic Flask, opponent drops below 50% health, consume this and deal 0.3 damage for each debuff of your opponent. So how this is calculated is, say we have 10 stacks of poison on the enemy when they hit 50% health, right? So that 10 stacks of poison are 10 individual debuffs. So 0.3 damage times 10 stacks would be 3 damage. That just gets dumped on them immediately. These get really strong when you stack them together because potions have like a stacking effect, which you can read on the bottom there. After being consumed, also applies the effect of the star potion above it without consuming it. So if you have like 3 or 4 of these stacked together and you have, let's say, 20 stacks of poison on your enemy, you can stack up like 200 damage as just like a bomb. You can basically like just nuke people with a ton of debuff damage. So we'll save that for now. We'll reroll once more. And then we'll actually probably also save that. Because that's pretty solid. And we'll buy some more space. Why not? Is there anywhere we can use this? Cooldown. We could put it in here, but then it kind of screws up our Goobert setup. So we'll just leave it like that for now. Actually, you know what we can do is we can do this. And then that gives us another Goobert proc. We really need another one of these mushrooms. Alright, let's hop in. Okay, so it looks like we're winning the health battle. Yep. We've got a decent amount of poison stacked up. She has poison resistance, so we're not able to stack it up as quick. But it was not a problem at all. So basically this item for each nature item that it's proccing, which she only has 2, you can see the clover there and then the banana. She gains percentage resistance to poison every time we try and poison her, but we have so many procs that it almost doesn't matter. Well, actually, no, that it doesn't matter. But as you can see, our poison was still the bulk of our damage there, so we want to keep kind of feeding into that. All right, so we have 14 coins. I think what we're going to do is we're going to grab our potion. And we don't have enough for the crystal, so I think we're actually going to get rid of... So every 5 seconds we gain 5, so that's 1 per second, whereas every 4 seconds we gain 3, which is less than 1 per second. Vampirism isn't a huge thing that we usually need to worry about taking off of the enemy. So I think this crystal just has more value than the garlic. And then that's it. So a couple small upgrades, but we're kind of just like waiting for something better. I could have organized this a little bit more efficiently, but we'll see how this goes. So she's stacking up quite a bit of poison. It looks like we win the poison race. Oh, she just dumped her potions on us, so she stacked up a ton of poison. So now it's a health race. We hit her with our demonic flask, which I can show you in our log. So demonic flask, it did 13 damage because of how many stacks we had on her. So if we stack up a couple of those flasks, this damage goes nuts. But we're doing a lot of poison damage, which is good. All right, so as usual, we'll continue, which gives us a heart back. Okay, so we really want this Death Scythe. This Death Scythe, basically anything within those stars that you see to the right of it, will proc double poison damage. So we for sure want to get that into our build ASAP. So I think I'm just going to save that, and then we'll re-roll to see if there's anything that we really want. Perfect. All right, so let's get Goober upgraded. We'll put that there, so there's no reason not to. And then we're not going to have stamina issues because all these daggers don't cost any stamina, so we don't need to worry about our stamina potion. We'll buy some more space because we're going to need it anyways. And we'll reroll one more time. Okay, we definitely want another poison. And that should do it. We're gonna move these around just because it makes our food a little bit more efficient. And actually we're gonna twist this pouch so that we get cooldown on both of these. Add that back for some extra armor. Oh, and actually we don't need cooldown up here on this guy. But it's not a huge deal right now, so we'll leave it like that for now. We need 14, which is probably going to be our whole next turn. I also want this stone skin potion, but I don't think I'm going to worry about it for now. And then do we want another dagger? I don't think so. No, I think we're good on that. So we'll go ahead and start up the next one. Alright, so she's building a deck. She's got some gooberts, which could be pretty solid, but it looks like, unless her decks go crazy, her damage is kind of lackluster. Alright, she's got good poison on us. All her survivability should be gone. Okay, cool. So with these excuse me, these deck builds, generally they have quite a bit of survivability because of the Lover's card, and they usually stack a couple of Lover's cards. And then the Ace of Spades is also kind of an issue because it stacks up some decent Thorns. Then I thought there was something that for each, so she gets a lot of heat, which makes all of her items trigger faster, which with Mr. Struggles and with these gooberts, obviously that's pretty solid. And then, yes, a ton of survivability through these white eyes, blue dragons. She gets a certain amount of armor for all of the cards before that, so that's a pretty solid build. But managed. Sweet. All right, so 5 item activations, cleanse 2, poison, and inflict 3. And then we also have all of our poison daggers now. So we're going to need to do a complete restructure. And we're going to move all these pouches out of the way to start. Actually, we'll toss a couple of them in here. All right, so, excuse me, basically, I want this is kind of going to be the main focal point of our, inventory. And then we can toss these guys up here for now. And I basically want as much as I can stacked within our scythe that causes poison damage. So that's pretty solid. I would like to see, how is that? Can we make that better? I don't love having the Goobert taking up 4 slots of the coffin. But I think we just deal with it for now. And then maybe we move this whole thing down. Oh, we can't? Oh, because of this. And then put that over there. Can Mr. Struggles... We could put Mr. Struggles there. He's gonna affect the poison dagger to make it proc faster, which is pretty solid. Let's get this gem. I don't know why that... Oh, it gets kicked out when the items get upgraded. That's right. So, would it be better to move that over? Because then we could fit another item inside of the coffin. Yes. Okay, so that's definitely going to be better. And then we still get Goobert. And then I want to actually... And we can fit Mr. Struggles in here to affect 2 items. Then we move this up. And we do this for our shields so that they're proccing our poison Goobert. And now there's only 1 slot space in our Goobert, but our Goobert is attached to things that are going to proc really fast, so that's good for us. I think we actually do this so that our armor isn't wasting any pouches that will actually give benefit. So our Death Scythe will also proc 30% faster because of the fact that it has 3 fanny packs on it, so that's really good as well. And then we just need to kind of fill up the rest of what we've got here. So we'll do that. We'll slap our potion in. Our potion mixes with Lightsaber to make Darksaber, which deals 0.5 damage for each debuff on your opponent, which is actually really, really good for poison builds, but I don't think I want the stamina cost, because this already costs 2 stamina, and we're at medium stamina usage, so we're using 1.4 per second, and this is going to jack us up there. So I don't think we care about that right now. And we only have 1 gold, so who are we really kidding, right? Yeah, I think we're going to rock this. I think we just got a huge damage spike with how we put this together. So let's see how it does. Alright, so anybody with a whelp I'm always a little afraid of. It looks like we win the health battle, and we're stacking up huge poison. We already have 40 poison. Up to 60 poison. 70 poison. Oh yeah, we're in good shape now. Sweet. So our poison damage, we were doing like anywhere between 150 and 200 before, and now we're up, almost up to 300. So we are feeling good about that. All right, let's start with a little bit more space and stamina, which is good. What are we looking for now? So now I really want to try and focus on potions. I want to get some potions stacked up, and then more survivability is always good. Because it looks like our damage should be fine. I'm trying to think of what other builds we might run into that could give us some trouble. 2 vampirism. That also mixes with our leather. For what? We gain 2 vampirism and we get a bunch of defense. We convert health into defense. You know, that's actually pretty solid because it's on sale. And because we have so many things that are attacking. Let's do that. We can buy this for now since it's basically free. And is there anything else we want? We do want to save that. We'll grab another pouch and start the next battle. So this is interesting. These crossblades are pretty strong, but I don't think she has enough damage to outscale our defense because of how much damage we're going to be doing with the poison debuff. Maybe? We're stacking 130 damage? Yeah. Alright, cool. So she, because of this Book of Light, she was healing like crazy. And she has a ton of regen with her vampirism. So these vampiric gloves are the one vampirism item that are actually pretty spooky. Because they just give so much vampirism. And since she was attacking so fast with crossblades, which attacks twice, and these daggers, she was just getting a ton of health back. So she almost she almost beat us on the survivability side of things. Yeah, we did 600 damage with our poison alone, which was more damage than she did with her crossblades and her bloody daggers. We did with just poison, and she still almost she almost out survived us still. Okay, so we've got some vampirism of our own now. I want to stack these. So now when this one procs, it'll proc this once without using it before it actually procs itself. Besides that, I don't really think I care about anything else here. We could get a banana. I think it's free because it's on sale. Right? It sells, yeah, it sells for 2, so that's free, so we might as well grab that. And then we can re-roll. We do want this potion belt because that will lend itself to our potions that we want to build here. Do I want the bird? I wish I could. You can't grab items that you can't afford even to see how the stars will work out. But it's 1 from its beak and then 2 out. So if I put it here, it would be 1 from its beak, 2, 3. Wait a minute. If I put it here, 1 from its beak, 2, 3, 4, I think. Or maybe it adds 1 on both sides. Which would really just affect our scythe, Mr. Struggles, and both of our daggers, which would give it some cooldown. I really can't tell if I want the bird or not. I think I'm going to lean into more vampirism as opposed to cooldown. Because these are on a pretty solid cooldown with all the fanny packs and stuff. And Mr. Struggles. So I think I'm okay with that for now. So we're actually just going to save some gold in case there's some stuff we want next round. And we're going to save this bag as well. So this is actually going to be a poison race. And these might wreck me. Okay. She never got to proc her demonic flasks, but this is what we're shooting for. Because basically, even though she only has 4, she'll get like 8 procs off of these if we were to drop below 50% health. Because of the way she has them stacked. And they're inside of a... You can see it, but I can't hover it. The... what do you call it? The potion pouch here gives all these another chance to proc. If we check ours, how much did ours do? Demonic Flask did 58 and 29, and we only have 2. So that means this one procced once, and then this one procced twice because of the way that they're stacked. So the damage is definitely worth investing in. All right, so we'll go here, do that. We actually want an Iron Skin as well, and we want that down low because our Iron Skin is going to proc immediately when you have at least 20 shields, convert health into shields. Since we get shields right off the rip, this will proc automatically, which will give us 2 Demonic Flask procs. Those procs are only going to do like 1 damage, so it doesn't really matter. But we don't need to reserve that anymore because we have some extra space. We can always sell this and move a pouch over if we need 2 slots. We still have 9 gold, so let's see what we get. Excuse me. Grabbing some extra poison is never a bad thing. Why not? And actually, what we'll do is we'll move that up here because then this is going to proc. It's going to add poison to them because this proc, so it gives us a free use of our poison, which will then proc our Demonic Flask. And since we've already stacked some poison and it's taken some time, we might have some extra poison stacks before these actually go off. So we should be good with that. I don't think I need the blueberries. Nope. Alright, this is a pretty strong build. This is a massive damage crit build. She's looking to, like, hit us with huge numbies. But she's not getting the proc she wants yet. There it is, 94. Yep, just wasn't enough for our... So what she was doing here is this Crossblades was stacked up with 4 of these lamps. And when the lamps... It's a good idea, but it's not actually going to work how she wanted it, as you saw there. So basically, these lamps give you luck, thorns, and mana. If you have enough luck, thorns, and mana, and armor, then it'll consume 7 stacks of each of those and give the weapon it's pointing at an extra 27 damage for the next hit. So, or maybe it's just in general. Give plus 27 damage, because this was all the way up to 45 damage, which is not how much damage it does. But what that tells me is that she only got 1 or 2 procs out of all these lamps, and all of those lamps cost 44 gold collectively unless she got them on sale. So that's a huge investment of gold for the chance to do a lot of damage, which you saw only procced on me once. So not the greatest. She gets a lot of thorns, though, which is nice. I actually wanted to see our poison damage. Pretty regular. Okay, so we got another potion belt, so we're gonna slap that in here. I don't... Oh, you know what? We can make another poison dagger. That might be worth it just for the sake of proccing more poison. Do I want another poison dagger? Inflict 2 poison damage, guaranteed. Yeah. It takes it away from our potion stack, but it guarantees us way more poison. Because that's going to attack more than... So this does 3. And a poison dagger inflicts 2. And we're going to be in the fight for more than 7 seconds. So we're going to get more than 3 out of... rather than just the 1... I guess it would be technically 2 procs because it was above the stone skin. And maybe 3 procs. So it probably comes out to a net neutral. But I like the reliability of this. So we'll do that for now. We will also re-roll to get another potion. Awesome. So we'll slap that guy in there. So now this demonic stack is going to be doing work for us. And I don't think we really need anything else. We'll just organize our stuff a little bit. Actually, we can move that over here to proc off the banana. This guy is still just a free item. Now, actually, the banana and the pocket sand are both free items if we ever see something in here that we want. Alright, so we got a big deck build, so we'd like to try and stack her out before the deck actually finishes. 49, 50, almost up to 70 poison. There it is. Alright, so the end went kind of quick there, but you saw once these demonic flasks procced, it just nuked her. Demonic flask for 71, 46, 46. Just because we had stacks of poison on her. So that's 100 and what? 160 damage roughly for free. Cool, so we got another poison dagger. We're going to move all these guys up. Slap another iron skin in there. And then... I think I'm actually cool with another fanny pack. We're going to put it here. Drop this guy. Move the banana. Put him up there. Drop that in there. I guess there's no reason not to grab these for some more armor. I don't really care about the heroic potion because we're not running out of stamina. I actually do want this, so we'll sell our pocket sand. We'll put that guy on a piece of armor, which is going to give us even more armor. And then... that's it. Okay, so this is another big poison build. Piece of pandemonium. But we have a ton of armor now, and once she hits 50% HP, we're going to nuke her with those demonic flasks. She's already up to 70, and there it is. So again, once she hit... oh, I'll wait for this to go. So once she hit 50% health, it stacked all of those demonic flasks on her for another 150 damage. I mean, it's just free. There's no reason not to use these demonic flasks. But anyways, that is the Reaper. I know this, again, was a longer video. I'm going to do my best in the future to keep them shorter. But, you know, it's just how the game plays, and I think it's a lot of fun. So that's why I talk through it and play through it like I do. But anyways, if you guys did enjoy, please feel free to leave any feedback you like on the video. If there's anything that you think that can make the video better, definitely let me know. I was recently informed about an update to Ring of Pain, so I might be checking that out in the future as well. But either way, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.